Hello, Christ Church. Hope you all are doing well this week. I'm here at my mom's house videoing. I've been doing videos from my offices at home lately, but I do them on Fridays, and it became a battle between me and the family of like, be quiet, I'm filming a video. And so they just said, why don't you go over to your mom's house and video over there? So I'm over here making videos, and this is a video as a follow-up to the sermon this last Sunday, which was on prayer, and especially the rhythm of morning and evening prayer. And one of the things I mentioned is that in our tradition, Christians have had a pattern of morning individual private devotions. That's something I've given some videos already on, individual devotions. And then in the evening would be family worship for those of you who have families. And so some of you might say, I didn't grow up in a Christian home, or I don't really know how family worship works or what I would do. And so I thought I'd just give you a few tips, thoughts on how as a family you could come together around God's word and prayer, and just have a little time every evening to connect together with the Lord. And one of the things that is going to be helpful for you is this week I'm going to be sending out some videos. I've been working on a video series on the Westminster Confessions, going paragraph by paragraph through the Westminster Confession, which is the doctrinal standard that we use here at Christ Church. Is a beautiful, rich statement of theology, and there's so much in there. And these are just little 5-minute videos with a discussion question at the end. And these would be great for a family after dinner to put on the dining room table and push play and watch for 5 minutes and then have a discussion. So maybe this could be an aid for you in your family worship. But I thought I'd also share with you some of the things our family has done throughout the years. And the main thing that we've done, we've had hymnals, we've bought Trinity hymnals and sung together at times and prayed together at times, but largely what we've done is we've read the scriptures. And how we've done that is, when the kids are younger, we tended to read stories from the Old Testament. Younger kids are able to track a little better with some of the concrete stories of the Old Testament, maybe of the Gospels. And then as the kids have gotten older, we spend a lot of time on Paul's letters or letters of the New Testament, and we just read through them. And sometimes it'll be a verse or two, because our main goal is to have a discussion around God's word and to learn from one another. And, it's no rush to cover a lot of material. And so usually I'll pick just one book of the Bible and we'll read through it. And wherever we left off the night before, we'll pick up the next time we're at our dinner table. And so I thought I'd give you an example of the kind of discussion that we have. I'm just going to randomly open to a New Testament letter. Okay, here's Ephesians chapter 4. This is just where I randomly opened, and I will show you what I was doing. This is no preparation. And the main thing that you want to do is you read through it and you come to a phrase and ask how or what questions. How, what, or why. And these are questions that get people talking. You want to get the family talking. What you don't want to do, especially if you're a mom or a dad and you're leading a Bible study, you don't want to lecture your children at during your devotions. You want to get them talking about God. And so this is Ephesians 4, starting in verse 17. It says, "Now this I say and testify in the Lord." Now I would say, does anyone know what the word testify means? Maybe some of the older kids, what comes to mind for me right now is, testify is something that you do in court. And so, it's what a witness does. And so, he's saying something like, before God's courtroom, I'm a witness. You say, okay. He says that you must no longer walk as the Gentiles do in the futility of their minds. So someone might say, well, who are the Gentiles? Well, those are the non-Jewish people. Those are kind of like unbelievers, okay? And so this says in the futility of their minds. And so you might have to explain futility. So, there's some hard words here, but if you don't have much to say, just keep reading on. You can say, they are darkened in their understanding. Okay, that's a great question. What does it mean to be darkened in your understanding? You go around, everyone have a shot at it. What does it mean? Oh, that's interesting. Darkening your understanding. What does it mean, darkening your understanding? Okay, all right, good. So they're darkening their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to their hardness of heart. Now, what do you think hardness of heart means? You see what I'm saying? What does that mean? What does futility of their minds mean? What does hardness of heart mean? Have a discussion. Don't lecture. And if someone raises a question, you say, well, I have a question about this. Ask someone else. Does someone else want to answer that question? Constantly be giving away the opportunity to speak. And what you'll find is often you'll go through just those few questions that was about 2 or 3 verses of Ephesians. You'll often find yourselves having a 20 or 30-minute discussion about theology and about God's word. So that's as simple as it is. And then when you've said, we've kind of talked for a little while, that's enough. We'll close this down for the day, end with a prayer, and then we'll pick up where we left off next time. So really the key is don't ask questions that are yes or no answers. Ask questions that start with the words how, what, or why. Why do you think Paul said this? How would you explain this word? What do you think this means? These are the kinds of things you're asking. You find that the scriptures lead you into all kinds of discussion. And so consider incorporating this. For us, this is just after dinner. We do this and then we clean up and we get on with our evening. So hope this is a help to you and blessings to you as you think about your routines of prayer and Bible reading in the morning and in the evenings. God's blessing.